Tune on in, boys and girls, as we take you to the digital world. Strategies deck lists await as we go through the digital gates. Digi-dorks! Digi-dorks!
What's going on, my fellow Digidogs? It's your good mate Marcus here. Shine bright like a Greymon. We've got more ShineGreymon support, guys. We got new Argamon, new GeoGreymon, new RiseGreymon, new ShineGreymon, new Marcus, and I tell you what, I am determined to unbrick this deck if it's the last damn thing I do. Oh my god, thank you guys so much for subscribing. I keep looking at the subscribers count, it changes every day. 740 something. I love you guys so much. I appreciate it. Alright, let's get stuck into this deck list. Engage!
Tune on in, boys and girls. Go through the digital world. Strategies deck lists away. Pass through the digital gate. Digi-dorks. Digi-dorks. Digi-dorks.
Alright, first up on our deck list, our Digitama. We are running 4 copies of the brand new Koromon from BT21. He's inheritable, your turn once per turn. When any of you yellow or red tamers suspend, you draw 1. Perfect draw power we need for this deck. Just running 4 of this guy. He's got hero in his trait, so we can digivolve all our Argamons over 0. One of them requires it to be a hero Digitama to digivolve for 0. So yeah, I'll just run him at 4 for now. On to our level 3s. For our rookies, we'll be running 4 copies of Argamon from BT12. 4 copies of Argamon from BT13. 2 copies brand new Argamon from BT21. 2 copies of Argamon from EX4. And 1 copy of Argamon from BT17. So this guy, he's our searcher. Searches 4, grabs something with Greymon in its name and a Marcus Damon to the hand and places the rest at the bottom of the deck. Best searcher you could have for this deck. Inheritables, when one of your yellow-red tamers becomes suspended once per turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2,000 for the turn. Great for getting some floodgates off. This guy, main once per turn. For the turn, one of your Marcus Damon is also treated as a 3000 DP Digimon and can't digivolve. So you can slap that down, and if it's still your turn, activate its main. Bang, turns into a 3000 DP Digimon, or raise him out. Yeah, he's just a great card to have in there. I've entered the game heaps of times with this guy. Alright, we got 2 new Argamon here. Your turn, while your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon with 3 or more hero trait tamers. Sorry. Now, we've got 2 of the new Argamon from BT21. Your turn, while your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon, or you have 3 or more hero trait tamers with different names, so we'll just be hitting the level 6 or higher requirement. This Digimon may digivolve into the ShineGreymon into the hand for a Digivolution cost of 4, ignoring the Digivolution requirements. So he's just a handy little warp up to ShineGreymon, just in case. Inheritable is 2000 DP on your turn. I think we skip this guy's inheritable too. Your turn once per turn, red or tamer, yellow tamer suspends, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon 3000 DP or less. Again, great for the floodgates. We got 2 Argamon here from EX4. Starting main phase, if you have a red or yellow tamer in play, gain a memory. Pretty self-explanatory there, good to have that memory on board, but also when a yellow-red tamer suspends once per turn, draw 1 in the inheritable, which is, you definitely need that extra draw power in this deck. And same with this guy. When attacking by suspending one of your yellow tamers, draw 1. Very handy to have that. And BT17 Argamon's inheritable, your turn, all your opponent's security Digimon get minus 3000 DP. Yes, our GeoGreymon from BT17 does that as well, so it can stack up a bit, and I believe the BT12 ShineGreymon does some minusing of security too. It's always handy when you have to swing with your Marcuses at 3000 DP. There's usually a lot of ways to recover the Marcus onto your security stack, but it's best if he survives. Anyways, onto our champions. For our level 4s, we will be running 4 copies of the brand new GeoGreymon BT21, 3 copies of GeoGreymon BT17, 2 copies of GeoGreymon BT12, and the 1 limited copy of GeoGreymon from BT13. This guy now, I'm running him at 4, want to get out his effect as much as possible, and see if it works well for the deck, and so far it has. All turns once per turn. When any of your Marcus Damon are played, this Digimon may digivolve into a yellow Digimon card with RiseGreymon on its name, in the hand without paying the cost. So digivolving up there for free is fantastic, and it has great synchronicity with the new RiseGreymon, which you'll see coming up next. So yeah, and inheritable 2000 DP, same as the BT21 Argamon, so it's good to get that DP buff in there. Alright, 3 copies of this GeoGreymon from BT17. When attacking by suspending one of your yellow tamers, Digimon gets plus 3000 for the turn. That's great to have. Usually only doing this to the Marcus that can digivolve you up. Swinging with even 8k can be a little risky, but if you can digivolve up into RiseGreymon, that would be a lot more preferred. Yeah, and like I said, he's got the same inheritable as the BT17 Agumon, minus 3000 DP to opponent security Digimon. So yeah, run him at 3. I've got 2 copies of ShineGreymon from BT12. When Digivolving, if you don't have a Marcus Damon in play, you can play Marcus Damon. Pretty self-explanatory. I use him at 2. Sometimes you end up having no Marcus, like, halfway through your game because you've deleted him. So it's always handy to see him sometimes more than once. So yeah, I could usually run him at 3 or 4. We've got 1 copy of the limited ShineGreymon. When Digivolving, search your security stack and play a red or yellow Tam card among it without paying the cost. If you did, recovery 1. Fantastic. Like, I can see why he's limited. It can make things quite busted, especially for this deck, but all around for yellow, an amazing card. So your turn once per turn. In the inheritables, when one of your red or yellow tamers becomes suspended, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon 3000 or less. Yes, good to have that. It's handy. We aren't going for deleting huge numbers like in the old decks, but we still potentially can. It's kind of more of an aggressive build, this one, I would say. Anyways, on to the level 5s. For our ultimates, we are running 4 copies of ShineGreymon BT21, 2 copies of ShineGreymon BT17, and 2 copies of ShineGreymon BT13. 4 copies of this guy, and you'll see why once I read it out. On play, when Digivolving, for the turn, one of your Marcus Damon is also treated as 3000 DP Digimon, can't Digivolve, and gains Rush and Alliance, then one of your Digimon may attack. So, yeah, I know that's a mouthful there, but in all that, from that BT21 GeoGrey, it says if you play a Marcus, you can Digivolve into a ShineGreymon for free. Digivolve into this guy, that Marcus that you just played gains Rush and Alliance, can swing in, and if it's the BT12 Marcus, then it can Digivolve ShineGreymon up for free into ShineGreymon, which will give it an extra security check, plus Alliance, that's like 3 checks at 20k. It's an amazing card, and it's an amazing effect. It's quite easy to pull off. I've done it a few times playing this deck, and yeah, anyways, in his all turns once per turn, when one of your yellow-red tamers are deleted, you may place a Marcus Damon from your trash as a top security card. You will see that a lot. Not only is it the same thing in his inheritables, but all these inheritables are exactly the same. Play Marcus Damon if it's deleted. But yeah, he has it in his text as well, like, so for the actual card. Same with this guy. All turns once per turn, one of your red yellow tamers deleted, place a Marcus Damon from your trash on top of your security stack, face down. Very handy to have. We need that recovery. It really makes our opponent think twice about swinging into our security, because Marcus gives us so much value on the board. Onto this guy, your turn. While you have a suspended tamer, this Digimon gets 3000 DP, gains piercing. We do have a way of giving our Digimon piercing, I think, through the new Marcus, but still, using this guy just because he can suspend one of our tamers when Digivolving, when attacking. By suspending one of your yellow tamers, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 for the turn. So yeah, if you have a couple of tamers on board, when Digivolving, you Digivolve it, suspend that, get your effect off of that, and then you could attack with it, which would also suspend another one if you wanted to. So yeah, he's fantastic. And then we got this ShineGreymon from BT13. When Digivolving, you may play a Marcus Damon from your hand without paying the cost. Pretty self-explanatory. It's good to play out those Marcuses for free. And yeah, I only use him at 2. I just want to have more power to suspend. So running these guys more so. But yeah, could easily swap it around. Still trying to figure things out for this deck as best as I can. Anyways, onto the level 6s, onto the Megas. For the level 6s and 7s, we are running 4 copies of ShineGreymon BT12, 2 copies of the brand new ShineGreymon BT21, and 2 copies of ShineGreymon Burst Mode Ace, the level 7 from BT17. So, we want to see this guy more so than the rest, that's why we're running him at 4. When Digivolving, for each yellow or red tamer you have in play, one of your opponent's Digimon and all your opponent's security Digimon get minus 3000 for the turn. Now, your turn, all your Marcus Damon, all of your Marcus Damon in play get 3000 DP, gain security attack +1. So yeah, like I said, with that ShineGreymon, well, from the ShineGreymon to the Rise to this, play with Alliance, you get that extra security attack from this guy. Yeah, it's just a fantastic, that's definitely the way you want to run this deck. And yeah, so we got 2 copies of the brand new ShineGreymon BT21. It sort of doesn't work the exact same way, but I reckon still great for the aggression, so I'm using him for now. He's got Raid, very handy, especially because we can give our Digimon piercing. When Digivolving, when attacking, once per turn, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon 9000 DP or less. That is easy to hit, especially because we're minusing DP all the time. So once we get up to Shine, chances are that will be like a, you know, even a 14 or 13k Digimon that was reduced down to 9 DP. You can target it. And yes, when attacking once per turn, suspending one of your yellow red tamers, gain security +1. and 3000 DP for the turn. So it's fantastic to have as much suspending of your Tamer's effects as possible in these Digimon. Alright, our ShineGreymon Burst Mode Ace. Now, you could easily go the old Burst Mode Ace, I think he's awesome, and Ruin Mode, just as awesome. I guess you got to choose whatever, you can swap them out, be versatile. I went with this guy because this deck bricks so much. It does for me, anyways. When it goes off, but a lot of the times, it doesn't. And yes, how does this unbrick it? It doesn't really, it just helps you play something for a little bit less. I mean, instead of your other burst modes that cost like, 12 or something, or Ruin Mode that costs God knows what to play, at least he costs 8. You know, if you have to slap him down in an emergency, you can. But yes, it is best to burst mode over your Shine Greys during their turn. Slapping down, let's see, on play when Digivolving, you may play a Tamer card from your hand without paying the cost. Then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5,000 for the turn for each of your Tamers. So yeah, easily we have 3 Tamers on board regularly. So we would get 15k, minus 15k, and if you slap down like the Marcus, the Memory Tamer Marcus, I think from, BT13, then that's an extra 3,000. So yeah, he's a fantastic card to have. Alright, on to the Tamers. We are running 4 copies of Marcus Damon from BT12, 3 copies of Marcus Damon from BT13, and 2 of the new Marcus Damon from BT21. This is the guy you definitely want to see. Start your main phase if you have Digimon with Agumon or Greymon on its name by paying a memory for the turn. This Tamer is also treated as a 3000 DP Digimon that can't Digivolve. So that is a fantastic effect to have. These guys can't just turn themselves into Tamers. You usually need your Digimon's effects, but this guy can, as long as you've got an Agumon or Greymon on board. But not even his best effect. Your turn, when this Tamer becomes suspended, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a yellow card with Greymon in its name from your hand without paying the cost. Now, that just gets more and more busted, obviously, as the levels go on, until you're Digivolving into Burst Mode for free. So, yeah, he's the best part of this deck, in my opinion. He's what makes the deck actually work. Alright, we've got 3 copies of Marcus Damon from BT13. Start your turn. If you have 2 of your memory, set it to 3 as a memory setter. Now, on play, you may suspend this Tamer, and all turns when this Tamer becomes suspended, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 for the turn, and then if you have a Digimon with Agumon or Greymon in its name, you gain a memory. So, yeah, you hope not to slap him down for 5, hopefully play him out for free. And even then, if you do slap him down, hopefully you've got an Agumon in place, you can spend it and gain a memory back, so he only costs like a regular memory Tamer. But yes, we run him at 3, he is so handy, and you need the Tamers for this deck. Yes, I say you at least need 9 or 10. In my opinion, I could easily run 10 here. So we got 2 of the new Marcus Damon from BT21. Starting main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. On play, one of your Marcus Damon may suspend. So it doesn't have to be this guy. If you got one of these guys on board, you can suspend that, which makes it super handy, super versatile. All turns once per turn. When this Tamer suspends, one of your Digimon gains Piercing, 3000 DP for the turn, then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 for the turn. Great way, especially great synchronicity with a new Rage ShineGreymon. You can rage into something, minusing 3000 DP from it, giving yourself the extra buff to make sure you do swing over it. Yeah, he's a fantastic card to have. Mostly I love this on play, one of your Marcus Damon may suspend. He's definitely not the best hero Tamer that came out by far in terms of support for individual decks, but I'm still trying him out for 2 for now, and he's working well. You got the Memory Tamer and this guy out, you know, you got up to 4 memory at the start of your turn, so that's super handy. All right, onto our options, which we only running 2 of. Just 2 cheeky copies of Physical Training. Real top 2 cards of your deck. Add 1 yellow card among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. So it searches out every single card. Then main delay. One of your Digimon may Digivolve into a yellow Digimon. Card in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 2. So yes, it's really handy to have. Works in great with the deck because we're trying to Digivolve for free anyway. So you raise an Agumon out, use this Digivolve to GeoGrey. All our GeoGreys will cost 2. So in this case, they'll cost 0. And then you can start hopefully Digivolving up for free from there. And keeping your turn. So yeah, it is fantastic. Worked perfectly for now. Alright, that's it for the deck list. Onto the strategy guide. Okay, Digibronies, the strategy to this deck is quite simple. You'll at least want to have a rookie and a way of searching your deck in your opening hand. So we'll start off by hatching. Then we shall Digivolve into an Agumon, cast 0 over a Koromon with the hero trait, draw for Digivolving. And then we shall simply place down our Physical Training for a cost of 2, revealing 2 cards, grabbing 1 yellow card among them, and placing the rest at the bottom of the deck, passing turn. The Physical Training stays in the battle area for its delay effect next turn. Once turn has passed, we draw, Then we shall raise our Agumon out of the raising area. Then we shall use our delay effect on our physical training. By trashing it, we can reduce the next cost of our Digivolution by 2. So we should Digivolve GeoGreymon for 0. Draw for Digivolving. Then we shall simply play a Marcus Daemon for a cost of 4. And all turns once per turn, when any of Marcus Daemon are played, this Digimon may Digivolve into a yellow Digimon card with ShineGreymon in its name in the hand without paying the cost. So we shall Digivolve into ShineGreymon. Draw for Digivolving. And when Digivolving for the turn, one of your Marcus Daemon is also treated as a 3000 DP Digimon that can't Digivolve and gains Rush and Alliance. Then one of your Digimon may attack. So our Marcus Daemon can now attack with Rush and Alliance. And when he is suspended, we can Digivolve one of our Digimon into a yellow card with Greymon in its name without paying the cost. Draw for Digivolving, which will give your opponent's security Digimon minus 3000 for the turn, and will give Marcus Daemon an extra check. Plus the Alliance will be 3 checks at 22,000 DP. And when one of our yellow or red tamers suspend, we can draw 1, and that will pass our turn. If during our opponent's turn they go to attack our security stack or Digimon, we can Blast Digivolve into ShineGreymon Burst Mode. Draw for Digivolving, and on play when Digivolving, we may play a Tamer card from our hand without paying the cost, and then minus 5,000 for each Tamer we have to one of our opponent's Digimon. And then on play, we can suspend our Marcus Daemon to gain a memory, and minus 3,000 from a Digimon. Now that the turn is passed, we set our memory to 3, start of turn, then we shall draw. Start of main phase, we can pay a memory to turn Marcus into a 3000 DP Digimon that can't Digivolve. Then we shall attack with our ShineGreymon Burst Mode. When attacking, we can suspend up to 2 Tamers to give him security plus 1 for each suspended. So we give him security plus 2 for 2 checks, and then we shall swing with Marcus for game. It's as simple as that, Digibronies. Don't forget to like and subscribe.